it's really hard for a lot of people to understand them as heterosexual because they like women with penises. And that's not a regular heterosexual model. You can't define them as homosexual because they're not with another man. They're with someone who looks like a female. You know, presumably. I mean, there's also transsexuals who aren't passable, but I think generally these guys eroticize the most beautiful, most convincing, most feminine transsexuals. That's considered, you know, sort of the height of arousal for them. And they don't even fit into the bisexual model because they don't like men and women. Generally, they like regular biological women and transsexual women. And, you know, some of them might see transsexual women as just one more type of woman, that they like blonde women, you know, thin women, heavy women, you know, demure women, outrageous women, and transsexual women when their friends don't find out. Some of them think of it that way. Some of them might be particularly attracted to transsexual women, but they don't identify as gay, and usually they don't come out of the closet. They keep this attraction very secret as something natural that we're born with. We think if I'm attracted to men, I was born being attracted to men, and if I'm attracted to women, I'm born being attracted to women. It's this natural thing. I'm born with it. But how can you be born with an attraction to people's bodies who don't even exist in nature? Because certainly as transsexuals, clearly our bodies are the results of a technological and medicalized process. And, you know, perhaps there's a few answers to this question. And one of the things it makes me think of is that when I watch straight porn, when I see female porn stars, their bodies are quite often so incredible that those bodies don't exist in nature either. That sometimes they have enormous breasts, but, you know, very tight waists, and again, huge heads of hair that can only be accomplished through extensions. And all these things that are really artificial are often the things that are highly eroticized. So I think that really throws our sexualities into question and really destabilizes that. And these are the pleasure of sensation, which comes from direct physical contact. It's licking, sucking, hardcore fucking, kissing, all that stuff. And then there's also the pleasure of meanings. And remember how I was talking about how, you know, female porn stars are they have highly eroticized bodies. Their bodies, I think, are highly eroticized because they're loaded with meanings. These, you know, huge, you know, fake breasts are supposed to symbolize some sort of ample, uncontrollable sexuality, and a huge head of hair might be interpreted as, you know, she's part woman, part animal. She's, you know, more sexually voracious and tied to her animalistic side. And we all take pleasure from the sexual meanings that we ascribe to other people's bodies. I know for years I was stayed is situated there, back there, and you know, I think it's really naive to think that the bodies of gay men who can derive pleasure from this act are physically, physiologically different than straight men. I mean, ultimately, I think, they're the same bodies. And some straight men realize that this is an erogenous zone for them. Not everyone, and I'm not saying it's like that for every straight guy, but some guys it is. And a lot of my clients would tell me that, you know, it all started because their girlfriend was giving them a blowjob, and she stuck her finger up his ass, and it was like the best orgasm of his life, and he loved it. And